Once upon a time, a girl held a blade of abyssal glass over the man she gave her voice for. To live, he had to die.
One strike. Just one strike and the sea reclaims me. Why can't I? Why can't my hand move?
But to understand this frozen nightmare, we must rewind the tide. Back to the bargain that bled her dry.
The witch warned me. It feels like stepping on the edge of 100 sharpened swords.
She endured the agony of the blades for his smile. But he smiled at another, a princess from a neighboring kingdom.
It was you, the one who saved me on the shore. I have finally found my true love.
Her heart shattered. By dawn, the curse would claim her, until her sisters broke the surface, devoid of their beautiful hair.
We traded our hair to the witch for this! Plunge it into his heart before sunrise. Let his warm blood touch your feet!
Which brings us back to the edge of the blade. The choice: slay the dream or become nothing but foam on the morning tide.
I cannot. Let the ocean take me. Let the dream end here. The curse was absolute. As the first ray touched the water, her mortal form dissolved. But death did not claim her.
I am light. I can breathe. Where are my sisters?
The daughters of the air welcomed her. They too lacked immortal souls, striving for 300 years to earn one by doing good deeds. 300 years to be so close, yet unable to even touch his hand. This is not freedom.
And so began her silent vigil. Her physical self was gone, leaving only the memory of pain behind.
She could fly over the warm lands she sacrificed everything for, but her interactions were limited to whispers in the breeze and soft caresses on weary faces.
If this is the path to a soul, why does it feel like a longer agony than the knives in my feet?
As for the prince, he lived the life he chose, happy, content, free from the burden of her sacrifice. Every night, when the castle slept, she would return, to watch, to wait, for a love that would never see her. The palace feels so alive now, doesn't it? I have never been this truly happy.
And that is when the first seed of doubt was planted. As she watched his perfect, ignorant happiness, something shifted. I gave my voice. I gave my family, my soul for that.
Years passed. 1 decade turned to 2. The prince aged, but Ariel was frozen in time, forced to witness the reality of the man she built her fantasy around.
Centuries. I have watched centuries. The castle fell, the kingdom forgot. But I am still here, staring at his ghost.
300 years is a long time to harbor an illusion. It is a longer time to realize the cage you broke out of was not the sea, but the idea of love.
I didn't want him. I wanted to breathe, to run, to be out of the deep. I used him as a door and then slammed it shut on myself.
Her sisters in the air strived for goodness. They flew to warm lands where children slept, earning their way to heaven. But Ariel was trapped by her own realization.
The ocean was my home. He was just a ghost I invented to escape it. I didn't love him. I loved the idea of being free.
The sea demands its price. Her physical form was gone, her voice stolen, and now her memory of love shattered. The real agony had just begun.
The air is my new cage, but I will find my way back. I will find a way to breathe again, and I will find my own voice. Driven by a newfound chilling clarity, she ascended beyond the mortal clouds, seeking the hidden apex of her kind, the ethereal cloud citadel. The Great Archive. It is not a myth. The history of the sea, the land, and the sky. It is all kept here.
But the archive was not unguarded. Thalassa, the keeper of the vows, watched over the centuries of shattered promises.
Few seek this domain, little one. Most of your sisters are content to weep over sleeping mortals. Why are you here?
The keeper held the absolute truth of their reality. The universe was bound by three realms, the deep, the air, and the void, and magic was merely the toll between them.
I do not wish to weep. I wish to know the truth of the Sea Witch's bargain. Show me the origin of the abyssal gla. The archive revealed a sinister deception. The dagger her sisters brought was never meant to break the curse. It was forged to seal it forever. Had you struck the prince's heart, his blood would not have saved you. It would have bound your soul to the witch's mastery for eternity. You chose wisely to drop it.
Yet, to forge a true soul without mortal love, the old laws demanded a perilous exchange. 3 realms, 3 trials, 3 nights of absolute terror.
If 3 trials are the price of my own salvation, I will face them. Tell me where the first door lies. The archive responded to her defiance. The path to the true self is never paved with light, but forged in the darkest corners of memory. To enter the trials is to risk complete oblivion. If you fail, you will not even be sea foam. You will be nothing. Oblivion, the absolute erasure of existence. It was a terrifying gamble, but to a spirit who had lived a lie for centuries, it was the only wager worth making. I have already been nothing for 300 years. It is time I became something real. With a single step into the void, she left the safety of the skies behind. The first trial awaited, deep within the fractured mirrors of her own mind. Where am I? The archive is gone. There are only reflections.
The first trial, the labyrinth of illusions. To escape, one must destroy the lie they hold most dear. Intellect, not magic, was her only weapon here.
Why leave the dream, little fish? Stay here. We can pretend he loved us forever. It is so warm in the illusion.
The maze preyed upon weakness. It offered the very fantasy that had driven her to ruin. One step toward the glass, and she would be trapped.
I am done with fantasies! I choose reality!
With one strike, the illusion of her past love shattered into ash. The first trial was conquered, but the second awaited.
The past is dead! I am not afraid of the storm!
The second trial, the tempest of magic. To survive the winds of oblivion, she had to weave a magic she had never been taught. I am the air. I am not the sea. I weave the light. I turn the key. The storm senses defiance. It seeks to crush the ascending soul. Only the ancient incantation of the sky could bind the chaos.
Tear the dark, down by! Tear the dark, let the ocean die!
Her voice, stolen by the deep, was reborn in the sky. Louder, fiercer, and undeniably hers.
Tide shall break, wind awake. A soul of storm is mine to take.
But a soul is not won merely by conquering storms. It is won by facing the ugliest truths buried at the bottom of the sea.
No, I escaped the deep. Why am I back here?
This isn't real.
The third trial, the dark secret. Standing before her was not just a memory, but Umbra, the echo of the sea witch herself.
Look at you, wearing clouds like a stolen dress. Do you truly believe you belong in the sky, little foam? The witch knew that doubt was heavier than any chain. She sought to drag Ariel back down, not with magic, but with guilt. My sisters made their choice. I made mine. Your illusions have no power here, Shadow. But the witch held one final, devastating card. A secret kept hidden since the oceans were first filled. The origin of the sea witch herself. You think you are the first to climb the sky? I was a daughter of the air once. I failed the trials, and I was cast into the abyss.
The horrifying truth was laid bare. The sea witch was not born of the ocean. She was a fallen angel of the air, mutated by her own bitterness.
You are like me. You punish us because you hate yourself.
The truth was a weapon that cut deeper than abyssal glass. But the witch's echo would not be pitied. She chose violence.
I will drag you back to the foam!
The final trial was not a test of strength, but a test of identity, to refuse the darkness of the one who created her.
You chose the abyss. I choose the sky. Be gone, shadow of the past.
The pure light of self-acceptance was a poison to the echo. She did not bleed, she simply shattered into the very glass she used to bargain with.
The darkness fell. The trials were over. The echo was silenced forever.
I survived. I am still here.
She was no longer foam. She was no longer a spirit bound by centuries of weeping. She had forged her own immortal soul.
Goodbye to the deep. Goodbye to the dream. And so, she did not get the prince. She did not get her human legs. She got something entirely greater.
True liberation does not come from escaping your world for someone else's. It comes from realizing the cage was an illusion and claiming your own destiny. Happily ever after.
Thank you for unearthing this dark truth with me. A massive shout out to our most loyal archivists who made it to the very end.
Some curses refuse to die.
In the pitch black, thick magical mist swirls slowly, its highly detailed textures revealed by cool light. This is a realm of mystery, where imagination finds wonder and peace.
But a happily ever after is the greatest illusion of all. The doorway to salvation was merely the final trap.
No, what is this? I passed the trials. I claimed my soul.
She did not pass a trial. She completed a purification. And Thalassa, the keeper of vows, was the true harvester of the sky. You poor, desperate creature. Did you truly believe the archive was built to save you? We do not grant souls, we consume them.
The Cloud Citadel was a factory. It lured desperate spirits, forced them to purify their essence through trials, and captured the refined energy.
You lied to me! You are no better than the Sea Witch!
The keeper was not offended. she was amused. The sea witch was merely a failed experiment. Thalassa was the grand architect of their suffering.
The witch collected voices. I collect entire souls. A soul forged by overcoming true despair is the rarest delicacy of all.
The ultimate peril revealed itself. Thalassa summoned the very weapon Ariel had discarded centuries ago, reforging it with cosmic malice.
No, it was destroyed. I chose the light.
The glass was not just a blade, it was a conduit, designed to siphon the pure soul directly out of the ethereal body.
Your defiance was beautiful. It makes your essence all the sweeter.
The archive was feeding. Every ounce of her hard-won identity, every spark of her newly forged soul, was being violently torn away.
I will not fade.
Stripped of her magic, her past, and her future, she was cornered in the dark. The ultimate peril had arrived, and there was no ocean to catch her fall. Empty, drained of every memory, every triumph, and every shred of the soul she fought to claim. The Keeper had won.
A soul cannot be granted by an archive, and it cannot be stolen by a blade. It is not magic, it is will. The Keeper made one fatal miscalculation. You cannot contain a storm that realizes it is the sky itself.
What is this? Stop! The archive demands your essence! You are empty!
She was not empty. By surviving the absolute void, she became the source of her own boundless light.
I do not belong to the sea, and I do not belong to your cage. My soul is mine to keep.
A war of pure essence. No blades, no blood, just the devastating clash of a fabricated authority against an unbreakable will.
I am the Keeper. I bind the realms. You cannot make me up!
But a lie cannot withstand the blinding dawn. The cursed glass turned to dust, severing the Keeper's dark tether.
Without the dagger to anchor her stolen power, the Keeper's own machine turned against her. The harvester became the harvested.
In a brilliant flash of pure, bloodless light, the cage of the sky shattered into a million ethereal stars. The curse of the deep was finally broken.
I breathe.